record. All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. We are so excited to have you. Actually, if you guys aren't speaking, can you, I'll mute you before I forget. There we go. Mute. There we go. Thank you for joining us for our Coaching Unfiltered night. You are going to hear from three other coaches. Nadia's having some problems at bedtime, so we'll see if she's able to hop on. But we're going to tell a little bit about our stories, and then some of the things that either questions that we get all the time of like something about coaching, or just myths or things that we were curious about and kind of hesitated to start with because of these things before. So with that ado, we're going to get started. Alicia, I am starting off kicking it over to you.
I am so excited to be here. It's my first time really sharing about coaching, so I'm excited to speak about it and share with you guys. So just a little bit about myself. I started with Beachbody about 16 months ago now. I had just had my sixth child, and I was at a low in terms of my physical health, mental health, and I knew I needed a change. And I thought, if I'm going to do this, I need some accountability. I had an old high school friend that I knew was leading some sort of exercise thing. So I thought, since I know her, it's going to be really embarrassing if I don't follow through. So I signed up. And right away, I knew that there was something here that was different, something that I could stick with, something that was sustainable for me with having 6 kids and being at home with them, that I could just kind of do quickly in half an hour a day. I knew that there's something there that was a better fit for my life. So how I got started with coaching was pretty soon after. I think it was like within 2 months after I started working out. I signed up with a coach account. And even within the first 2 weeks, I thought, if I stick with this for more than a month or two, I'm going to invite my sisters. And so when Lauren kind of asked me if there was anyone else I wanted to invite, I think I actually brought it up with Lauren. Anyways, I started with the people that was closest to me, because I knew that if I started with them, then I would have a good community around me. So that's how I started, was not knowing much about Beachbody, but just knowing that there's something there that could stick with me. I needed the accountability and I needed to grow. And so I grew with those that were closest to me, and it kind of started going from there. I just wanted to kind of quickly share about some of the things that were the hardest for me to kind of get over when I was starting, in terms of when I signed up. I was really, really nervous about selling things to people. I thought, well, if I'm going to be selling, Beachbody products, like, what does this mean? How can I approach people? I never liked in the past getting approached by people to buy anything. If anyone would approach me for, I don't know, some sort of product, I'd usually just turn them down. And I thought, how can I ever be that person? So it took me a while to think about that and realize that what the difference was how much of an impact being consistent with exercise, being consistent with fueling my body in a healthy way, what an amazing impact that had on my life. And if I could offer that to my friends, to my family, that's an amazing thing. And that's when it really switched, when I realized that it's actually, it's a service to people. And it's one that I was grateful to receive. And so I wanted to share it with other people. And what really helped change my mindset about that, because I had heard that on podcasts, I had heard other coaches say that, but when I started doing the actions of coaching and seeing other women that I never thought would join me, but seeing them join me and seeing them feel better about themselves and be happy and feeling confident, that's when I realized that this is a good thing. So I'm the kind of person, I kind of need to see the proof in the pudding. And that's what really helped me make that switch from feeling like I had to sell to people to realizing that I have something that may serve them right now. It may not be the right time, but if it is, then come join me and join the fun. So the second thing that has really stood out to me in my year of coaching is that it's similar in that instead of recruiting people to join on to this exercise train I'm on, but it's about building community. It's about building relationships. And that really stuck out to me recently. I start having this thing happen now when I go places with friends. I hung out with some of my sisters recently over the weekend, and they casually mentioned that they all brought their workout clothes. And now when we hang out, we all do a Beachbody workout. That's just the norm. Like, what the heck is that? I had another friend who come stay at the farm with me and stay with her family for a while. And she just said, so when are we going to work out every day? And I was like, what? Like, this is happening? So what I realized was that as I was doing this coaching and starting to share my story, I was becoming known as a person that values health. Everyone looks at me and expects me to lead them in healthy habits. It's normal for us to get together and be like, yeah, let's enjoy our treat tonight, but I'm going to limit it to, one glass of wine instead of my usual 3 or whatnot. And I love that I'm able to build a healthy community. And that's what's around me, because I've been able to share these tools that have worked for me. And it's the kind of friends that I want to be around. It's the kind of community that I want to build. So those are kind of the two surprises that I wasn't expecting when I started. I really didn't know what to expect, but really the building community around me and having it be shaped to a place where I look forward to hanging out with my friends, my family, the other coaches, in a really healthy way. It's been really, really good. So those are 2 snippets that I wanted to share. Amanda, I'm going to pass it on to you.
That was great, Alicia. Thanks. It's funny because I'm noticing the same thing, by the way. Whenever people hang out, they expect a workout. So when I got started, my name's Amanda. I'm a mom of 3 and a full-time nurse. And I got started right after my 3rd was born, about 8 weeks later. Because I just wanted to jump back into working out. I had started a little bit between baby number 2 and 3 in going to the gym and using their daycare space there. And I thought it was great if I was going twice a week. It was worth my membership. And post baby number 3, we were in COVID land and no gym available, plus like to bring 3 kids to pay $7 each for an hour to work out just didn't seem as possible. So I joined Beachbody and fell in love with it. Started the programs, and the program said to work 5 days a week, work out 5 days a week. So I did, and it was my me time away from the kids for an hour. And that's how I started, and then just really loved how working out almost every day made my body feel, made my my mind feel, all the positive benefits, just the stress relief and everything, right? Being more patient with the kids afterwards and being the better parent that I want to be because I've looked after myself, feeling stronger. So I kept that up. And then in the summer, my oldest had surgery in Toronto. And he needed to stay 3 months in a rehab facility there. So I went with him and my baby, and we all roomed together in the hospital room for 3 months. And so I knew that I had to do something to stay sane. And so I brought my yoga mat and my workout shoes and my Beachbody app, and started working out every night. After bedtime, I bought myself a baby monitor and found an empty room and went to go work out. And at first, the ladies around me were wondering what I was doing. They were just chatting before going to bed, grouped around, and they'd see me walking by with my yoga mat and asking me where I was going. Be like, I'm going to work out. So they all thought I was crazy. And then one by one, they're like, oh, maybe I'll join you tonight. And then another one decided to join me, and then another. And before you knew it, we were a group of moms going to work out after bedtime at Bloorview. And it was so good for us. Built a community within this like very difficult place to be, a very difficult time in our lives, and like a lot of people show up there and they can't stay for their whole rehab time because it's just really difficult. And so after a few weeks of this happening, Lauren happened to message me because she was seeing I was posting selfies of the 3 or 4 of us working out, and she was wondering what I thought about coaching. And I had already been convincing all these other women to join me and seeing the effect that it had. And I figured, hey, I already have a couple signups. So I joined coaching then and had the bug and just really wanted everybody to take part. I don't feel like I'm selling a product or that I'm pushing something on people because I just feel so passionate about how everybody should be moving their bodies, being part of this community, like being so supportive, taking care of their mental health, their physical health, nutrition, and everything. I mean, the way that you feel once you take the dive is just unbeatable. So I really, I don't mind selling Beachbody. I feel like I'm doing good, you know? The biggest thing for myself as well as being coach is the accountability to others and to myself. I mean, knowing that I have to be there for somebody else. I'm a mom, I'm a nurse. That's who I am. I'm there for other people. So this is just a different form. And knowing that I have to be there for them helps me be accountable for all the daily actions that I need to take as a coach, like working out, working on my mindset, my growth, my nutrition even, because that's my weaker side. So it really helps me to do everything I need to do every day for myself and makes me a better coach, and has other people wanting to join and wanting to make the change as well. I was really worried about posting on social media, being vulnerable, showing my workouts and things that I was doing. That was one of the things that worried me. I'm a pretty reserved person normally, and so that was one of my concerns. But since doing that, I get so many positive messages from people that I haven't seen in years, messaging me that I'm doing great, that I should keep doing what I'm doing. They're happy to see it. I'm encouraging them to work out. Anybody I pass at work, they say, "Oh, I saw you worked out, so I got up off the couch and I worked out." Like countless positive messages from people saying that seeing me do something has helped them get their movement in or eat right or whatever it is. And so it just makes it really worthwhile for me. It makes me feel really good that I had that change and inspired others to work out. Let's see. I think that's about all I had to say. Lauren, did you want to?
I think you're good. All right. Good job, guys. You did so good. Literally, these ladies inspire me every day. And that's what it's about. Like, it's about being around this community that, like, we inspire each other. Like, Alicia has a village of children, you know, like, it just, at the end of the day, and she runs a non-for-profit, and she has a husband. So she has 7 kids. Just kidding. Joe's amazing. But, like, that inspires me. And Amanda, like, that tribe that you created there amongst such a heavy time was the most inspiring thing. And just seeing you guys over the year, like, grow has been the most incredible thing. So, okay, my coaching story. So I actually started 5 years ago, which is crazy. I started coaching at the exact same time that I started with Beachbody. I had no idea what Beachbody was. I actually had burnt P90X videos that I didn't even know was Beachbody. And yes, they were burnt. Like, a friend had given me and they were burnt. So I don't know how more frugal you can get. But even though I had the DVDs, I wasn't consistent with them. And one of the big things that happens is it's the community. It's everything that comes with it. And it's having Beachbody on demand, like having the ability to, like, okay, today my back is sore, I need to stretch, press play. It's having all those different things. But anywho, so I started at the same time as coaching. I was at my heaviest weight. I think I was at the weight that I delivered Willow. I was at my worst mental health, and like everything was just like not great. And I was at a place where I'm Miss Frugal. And so I'd done every free trial you could possibly think of that was out there. And then once the free trial was done, I was like, I don't have enough money to pay for that. So I never like would actually continue on. And I just couldn't justify being a full-time cardiac nurse. My husband's a full-time cardiac nurse. We had 2 kids back then. Like, our lives didn't mesh with going to the gym consistently. And that's what happened. I really my body needed that consistency. I was already going to the forest all the time. I was already like jogging with my kids and doing that stuff, but intentional daily movement was the game changer for my mindset. And what I learned, one of our daily activities that we need to do as a coach is personal development. And I thought it was like, not hoity-toity, there's a word for it, but I was like, nah, I don't need that. I don't have time for that. And that's what I said, honestly, for the first 3 months of my business. And the month that I started it, let me tell you, my whole journey changed. My coaching journey changed, my physical journey changed, and my mindset changed. And what I realized is I had actually been in postpartum depression and anxiety for 3 years, not knowing it. And that's why I was at that place. And through coaching, through the community, through these things that we have to do for our business, if we want to take it seriously, it just grows you as a human and as a person. So speaking of those daily activities, we do certain things every single day. So we are supposed to do personal development every day, 5 to 10 minutes, which honestly before bed, super easy. Amanda rocks podcasts. She loves podcasts. So do I. I do it when I'm doing my dishes, when I'm going on a drive somewhere, dropping the kids off. So then they get the mindset too. So that's personal development. We have to show up for our journey. Our journey is our job. It's our number one job. And that could mean that you're stretching today. It doesn't mean you have to be slaying and sweating and jumping around and doing crazy workouts every day. Everybody's on their own journey. But what it means is that you move intentionally for you and that you take your rest days too, and that you show up. So that's journey is your job, personal development. invite, follow up, and connect. Those are things that we do every single day, super organically, and we'll teach you all those things. But that is our job. That's it. And we can do that in Power Pockets, which I teach the team. And so if you're having a busy day, you do it in Power Pockets. If you have an hour to block it out, you bang it out in an hour and it's done. And then you go on for your day, which brings me to one of my biggest, or the biggest thing that we hear is like, oh, Beachbody's an MLM. I don't do MLMs. And then they just write it off. So an MLM, what that means is it's multi-level marketing. And what that actually means is basically you can have different streams of income. The reason why it has the mindset, I guess, that comes along with it is that other companies have been icky in the past. And it kind of put it, I forget the word, I was going to say taint, but that's, I think, an inappropriate word. But they, they just put a bad spin on the word. For us with Beachbody, what Beachbody actually stands for and why we decided as individuals to partner our business with them is because we don't have to recreate the wheel. Their number one is helping people get healthy on their terms. And that's what we stand for as humans, as as if you just heard us speak, like that's what we stand for. And that's what Beachbody stands for. They truly value the coaches and the clients and our opinions. When they actually hear our opinions, they do it. Like there's been so many things in this last year, especially with COVID, that were like, no, this is what our clients need. And they do it. It might take a little bit of time because I mean, some of the things we ask for are a little hard, but they do it and they listen to us and they just want us all to be successful and to be healthy and to live healthy lives. And then to go out and share that so we can all be healthy and happy and in a community, like uplifting each other. So with it being an MLM, there's two streams of income. There's the commission income and there's passive income. It's kind of a beautiful thing. So commission income is basically you sell and then you get a commission off of that. Passive income is like you make money while you sleep. This is the best thing ever. And that's what happens when you work in an MLM. It doesn't mean that you have to sign up 8 billion coaches. It means that you basically do the things that we teach you to do and you're going to earn money. Beachbody does not guarantee income. It's up to his or her own due diligence to make money and do the things. Income disclaimer. But if you do the things, you're going to be successful. If you lead with impact and passion and show up, you're going to be successful. But you have to do those things. Like you're not going to make money doing nothing. You're not going to make money not showing up for yourself. You're not going to make money if you don't lean in and you don't do those things that I spoke about. But if you do, it will come and it will grow. So I already said that. Best thing about coaching is it gives you time. So I have met over the 5 years so many different coaches in so many different ranges. You've heard the three of us are actually nurses. Nadia's pretty high up there in the government. She was supposed to be here today, but again, the kids. And I know a neuropathic doctor, I know other doctors, I know a really high up there lawyer, a bunch of other things. And so we have jobs and some of us still have those jobs that, you know, we have cushy money, let's be honest. But the reason why we've come to do this is because it's giving us that time freedom. Maybe not today, but by doing those things consistently and continuing to lead with impact, it's going to do those things in the future. It doesn't mean you have to quit your job. There's multiple different levels of coaching and where you want to take it. This is your journey and we coach you for what you would like to make it. But that being said, those people who have left those high achieving jobs, who went to school for years and then realized I have no time to do the things I always wanted to do. I can't actually take my kids. Someone told me this, one of the other coaches the other day, and they're like, I make so much money, but I can't actually take my kids to a sport because I'm so busy at my job. And they were working high up there in the government and they were like, this money's useless because I can't actually spend it with my children and I can't actually spend it doing the things that I wanted to make this money for. And she realized that her coaching income was almost the same amount as her government income. And she was like, why am I doing both? Okay, we have 10 minutes left. Someone make sure I cut off. She's like, why am I doing both? My kids could have such a better life. And now she's at home. I connected with her again the other day and like, she's so happy she made that switch. But again, you don't have to quit your job to be a Beachbody coach. But that being said, time freedom. And we teach you how to do this in power pockets so that, like today, I was solo parenting with the kids. I worked the business in power pockets. I got to make fondant. I got to go on a hike. I got to go to Dollarama and get some party supplies. And I got to cook dinner and be totally present for the day, for the meltdowns, for all the things that come. But I got to be there in those moments. And now I get to be here once they're sleeping and slay at my job with my favorite people. Okay. What else did I want to say before? Oh yeah. One of the other things. So for me, I really didn't want to carry products. I knew so many girlfriends who were working for different MLMs, and they had to, lipstick was a big thing back when I started. And they were like, oh, I have to sell off all this lipstick. I have it and it's gonna like whatever. And I was like, that sounds exhausting and stressful. I do not want that. We don't have to carry products. We don't have to deal with shipping. We don't have to deal with the money exchange. We don't have to deal with managing who our clients are. They're put in a beautiful spreadsheet for us that we can press a button and it's exported out to us. We don't have to deal with creating graphics when there's launches and stuff like that. We don't have to deal with making things like different graphical things, different, what word did I use? But all of those things we don't have to do. We get to do the fun stuff. Beachbody does the gross things. They do the things you don't want to do. And we get to show up. We get to lead with impact. We get to share with joy and passion. And we just get to be the best cheerleaders. That's truly what we are as coaches. We share this. And if it's not right for someone, we're like, I'm so grateful that you have something that you're happy and excited and is filling your love bucket. Like, tell me what you're doing. I want to hear more. Maybe I can infuse that into our community. But at the end of the day, that's good. And then we move on to someone who might need this. And that's what it's about. It's not about being pushy or salesy. It's about showing up and sharing our passion. Two other things I meant to say. So also as coaches, we get fun things. Because who doesn't like prizes? So Amanda's wearing one of our shirts that her and I literally live in. I chose not to wear it, but I contemplated it because I was wearing it most of the day. It's the comfiest long sleeve and you will live in it. But we get prizes every few months for literally showing up for a business and sharing with 3 people. Every month we get prizes. We're getting a Lululemon sweater at the end of the year. So there's so that's one thing. We get Success Club prizes, meaning helping 3 people a month. We get trips, where we get to so we didn't get to go because we couldn't get our flights organized, but Dominican, I took my mom on an all-inclusive cruise to the Bahamas for her retirement, like something I never would have been able to do, and had the best. It was right before COVID. My grandma passed away a month after the trip, and my mom was just so blessed and so grateful to have had that time, like centering herself before that happened and not knowing that was coming either. I was just so grateful that we had that bonding time as well. Like, she never gets to take care of herself, and to have been able to give her a trip where she felt like she was the coolest person, because she'd go up early and she'd book our little table so we could all sit together. She ziplined in Haiti and on our personal island that we had, and she ziplined across the water, and she still tells her friends about it because it was a great experience, and she thinks she's the coolest, which she is. But I could have never gifted her that to celebrate all the years that she slayed at the hospital, all the things that she gave up for us as children. I could have never given that to her had it not been for Beachbody gifting me that, and me just showing up for my business, which meant helping 3 people a month, which was something that was important to me. The other thing about Beachbody is you don't have to hit a certain goal every single month. Again, your journey is your job. We have coaches who are here to pay for their, who want to cover the cost of some of their products that they love. We have coaches who are here to help out a few friends here and there. We have coaches who are here who want to make 6 figures. There is such a different range, and we just coach you according to your goals, and your goals might change. When I started, I had no want at all to build a business. I had to by build a business, start a team. I said I would never put my kids on social media. I said I never build a team. It's just not where I'm at. But things happen over the years as you grow as a human, as you do these things and your mind opens up to different things. And I never would be here with these incredible people, having honestly waking up every single day, living my passion and being excited to do my job as a coach. I never would be here. I'm almost going to get teary tonight because if someone hadn't asked me, I said no for 18 months. She followed up, my coach followed up with me for 18 months. I said no. I sent her videos of me working out with my kids in the backyard. And I'm sure she was like, oh my God, this girl needs to coach. And I was like, no. And she just continued to be a friend. And when I was ready, I started. And I am so grateful because honestly, Reese wouldn't be here. I never would have had the mental shift I needed to have her. The community of like 1,000 women wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be bonded and we wouldn't have been able to get through COVID the same way. There's just so many different things that just giving it a go can change you into and can grow you into. That being said, last but not least, we got 4 minutes left. What's next? Mentorship. Okay, so we will be running a Hub Coach mentorship starting on Monday. And we only do these a certain number of times per year. You are in a little message pod. We give you daily tasks, and some of them are just do your personal development. And we give you some podcasts to listen to that day. And it's literally simple tasks every day for the month that we ask you to do, and you can choose to do them, you can choose to not. But I will tell you, when you do them, leaders like Alicia and like Amanda, who did mentorship, come out of this, and they have both grown into incredible humans. They were before, they are now, but just the growth that can happen by just taking the leap in the mentorship. The other thing that comes from it is like this really tight-knit special bond with those people, because you are doing it. You're sharing your story, you're sharing your highs and your lows, you're learning together, and you're showing up together, and we'll do calls together. And also learning how to fit that into your busy life and teaching you time blocking and power pockets. And that's, without anything else, is a ton worth it. So that is the next step. And I think that's about it. Guys, do you want to say anything else? I think we're done. Anybody? Alicia, Amanda, you're good? All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. Any questions, comment in the group. Send your coach who invited you here a message and let them know. Like, let them know if we didn't cover your hesitations, how we can help you. Because I mean, I wish I hadn't waited 18 months because I could have been happier 18 months of no's. I could have been happier in that time frame and more present with my family and didn't miss those moments. And that, amongst everything, was like the best thing about this journey. So I'm going to end it at that. Thanks, guys.